night for a 6-game homestand. It starts with the Royals as long as the air quality improves. As an O's team spokesperson told me this, we will continue to monitor with Major League Baseball, but we hope to play all our games as scheduled this weekend. Birds not dealing with it today. Milwaukee series finale, trying to do something they have all season, avoid the sweep. They wake up in the 8th. Anthony Santander breaking out the 0-for-25 slump. Adley Rutschman scores. O's down 3-2. Gunnar Henderson, his second game following his back injury, and welcome back. Oppo homer. O's with their first lead of the game, 4-3 in the 8th, and it sticks 6-3 as they avoid the sweep. Air quality issues due to the Canadian wildfires are impacting both indoor and outdoor sporting events across New York, New Jersey, Philly, and D.C. Belmont suspended racing today in New York. The Belmont Stakes is Saturday. Contenders are already on site in stables, and the Washington Nationals postponed their game today with the Diamondbacks. The Ravens moved their organized team activity practice to their indoor facility today in Owings Mills. The Ravens have mandatory minicamp starting next week, Tuesday through Thursday.
Morgan, thank you. Coming up on Fox 45 News at 6 o'clock, former President Trump faces a criminal investigation. A look into the charges and his response. Baltimore's top cop is out. The fallout tonight from Commissioner Michael Harrison's plans to step down and what it means for public safety.
Another leader tasked with keeping you safe now stepping down. A look at Commissioner Michael Harrison's legacy and the safety impacts you could see across Baltimore. The second driver indicted in the fatal Beltway crash. The shocking speed prosecutors say she was going, coming up.
And the choking smoke, haze, and air quality is gradually going to be pulling away. The fire's still up in Canada, but the smoke won't be here anymore. I'm going to let you know where it's going to go and when. My Weather Authority forecast.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 6.
And I want to say a special thank you to this city and the people of this city. Seeing you, hearing from you, shaking your hands at the gas station, in the supermarkets, at church, is why I wake up every day to do this job again the next day.
Well, Commissioner Michael Harrison is out. The Baltimore Police Commissioner stepping down this morning, saying he and the mayor both believe this is what's best for the city's future. He also says he needs to step back and spend time with his family. Good evening, I'm Maxine Stryker. Harrison's departure marking another big shakeup at Baltimore Police Headquarters, with another police commissioner leaving the department. Mayor Brandon Scott making the announcement this morning at City Hall. With Harrison's departure, it's the 11th change in leadership at BPD since 2000. Harrison is one of the longest-serving city police commissioners since taking his position back in March 2019. His contract was set to expire in March 2024 with a salary of more than $287,000 per year. Mayor Scott saying it was the right time to make this transition.
Over the last few weeks, the commissioner and I have had numerous conversations about the future of our police department. And over the course of those conversations, it became clear to both of us that this was the right time to make this transition.
Because over the past 4.5 years, I have been truly blessed to serve this city of Baltimore and receive the support and confidence of the men and women of this department. I want to thank Judge James Berdar, who oversees our federal consent decree. Your support of my administration has been vital in ensuring we continue transforming the agency into a world-class department. We truly have become the greatest comeback story in America.
Harrison said he has had no job offers, has not interviewed for any new jobs. Mayor Scott and Harrison now both throwing their support behind Deputy Commissioner Richard Worley to step up and become the next commissioner. The mayor making a point to nominate a candidate from within the department. Worley is from Baltimore and has been serving in the police department here for more than 25 years, joining back in 1998. He worked his way up from being an officer in the Western District to Deputy Commissioner in 2022, now interim commissioner as of today. The mayor said Worley has, quote, Old Bay in his blood. Commissioner Harrison now the second critical public safety official to resign in a matter of weeks following Shante Jackson's decision to leave as director of Monzi. Fox 45's Alexa Ashwell is taking a look into whether these changes in leadership could hurt public safety in Baltimore.
Experts say, and as we've seen in the past, anytime there's a change in leadership, there's risk involved, both internally, in this case within the Baltimore Police Department, but also on the streets.
Good morning.
Harrison out.
Now it's time to pass the torch.
Worley in.
Follow the model that the commissioner brought.
And a city still in the midst of its long war on crime.
Baltimore's police commissioner is a very important role.
Law enforcement expert Jason Johnson says any change at the helm of the Baltimore Police Department can come with great risk, with officers, other city leaders, and the people of Baltimore having to accept, follow, work with, and trust a new leader.
He's going to have to contend with that, and he's going to have to contend with very complicated Baltimore politics, and that is probably the number one reason that we're looking at our 5th police commissioner in the last 8 years.
Johnson speaking to the lack of stability in leadership prior to Harrison's arrival that some say contributed to the city's crime crisis. Harrison, who was sworn in back in 2019, is the longest-serving Baltimore police commissioner since 2012.
When there's rapid turnover in that role, it has a very devastating impact on the organization. It creates chaos, it creates uncertainty.
Johnson believes this transition will be mild. The now interim police commissioner Richard Worley has been serving as Harrison's number 2 in command, and during today's announcement said he planned to keep BPD on the same path.
So we're on the right path. And continue to build a group violence reduction strategy. That's the city's strategy, and we will continue to do that as we move across the city and continue the work that we've been doing for the last 4.5 years.
Right now, the city touting its reduction in homicides and shootings compared to this time last year. But Johnson pointing out this comes after a record high year.
They're touting reductions of, say 18% in homicides. We're just 6 months into the year, and we're in the year following a record high year. So you are going to see fluctuation. You are going to see pullbacks.
In addition to the city's crime crisis, other challenges Johnson says Worley will inherit include achieving compliance within the federal consent decree and BPD's staffing shortage.
That's the biggest challenge the new commissioner is going to be facing, in my opinion, is how to bounce back, how to retain senior officers, and how to attract high-quality young people.
As we know, the Baltimore Police Department remains hundreds of officers short, a problem we're told exists not only here in the city, but across the country. Reporting outside police headquarters, Alexa Ashwell, Fox 45 News.
Harrison today saying he's proud of the progress he's made during his time. Fox 45's Rebecca Pryor is giving us a look at the legacy he's leaving behind, as well as problems that still remain.
Well, in just 4 years, Harrison leaves behind a complicated legacy Overall, it's one of challenges, success, and controversy.
Together, we have truly raised the bar in policing.
Stepping down from his post, Commissioner Michael Harrison praising the progress he says was made through a period of significant reform.
To say that we've just come a long way would be an understatement.
After rifling through 4 commissioners in 4 years, Harrison ushering in an era of stability under his 4-year tenure, during which he says he faced considerable challenges, from critically high crime and staffing shortages to a federal consent decree and a city state's attorney with a no prosecution policy for low-level offenses.
That was actually not a decision I get to make.
On his way out, Harrison addressing the repercussions Marilyn Mosby's policies had on his department for the first time.
We had to design policy and guidance for the police officers to perform their duties, understanding, and we could not put officers in positions to do something and get themselves injured, get community members injured, all of the things that go along with that for a case that's likely not going to be prosecuted.
Despite obstacles, Harrison quick to tout a reduction of excessive force complaints against officers and litigation against the city, as well as a reduction in violent crime this year.
We know that without a doubt, the efforts of the group violence reduction strategy have been incredibly effective in reducing the number of homicides and shootings in our city.
However, the assessment of Harrison's legacy,
I don't know that you can point to a lot of really positive developments,
leaves mixed reviews.
We're still under a consent decree. Juvenile crime is soaring. We're still hemorrhaging police officers.
Former federal and state prosecutor Dhruv Vignarajah arguing while Harrison did take some steps forward,
he's been responsive, he's been present, and that kind of leadership is something that he should be proud of.
Baltimore City is still bleeding. Although homicides have dropped 17% and shootings 8%, last year saw record high crime, and the city remains on track to surpass 300 homicides yet again.
People are leaving the department. The fundamental morale problem has not been addressed. Those are things that are going to be a stain on his legacy no matter what.
I think he ranks up there with one of the worst commissioners we've ever had.
Jerry Hensley, a 40-year veteran of the Baltimore City Police Department, claiming Harrison's excessive enforcement of the consent decree handcuffed officers from fighting crime, causing resentment among his rank and file.
Within the last 5 years I was there, you lost a lot. You lost a lot of experience, and you lost a lot of good quality people.
A stance echoed by the police union. FOP President Mike Mancuso sending a statement to Fox 45, reading in part, quote, "We have lost over 300 more police officers than we have hired during former Police Commissioner Harrison's tenure. We are currently at 2,100 officers, the lowest point in modern day history. This leaves the Baltimore Police Department inadequately staffed to carry out its mission. The violence has gone unabated during Harrison's tenure due to his inability to plan to combat it."
And Mancuso's full statement can be found in this story on our website at foxbaltimore.com. Reporting from FOP headquarters, Rebecca Pryor, Fox 45 News.
You can see our continuing coverage of Commissioner Harrison's departure, from the announcement to the impacts on public safety, all right now on foxbaltimore.com. We're still in weather alert tonight as a thick layer of smoke continues to cling to Baltimore. You're looking live at Baltimore, New York, and D.C. right now. New York hit the hardest, but locally we're also getting warnings that the air could still be hazardous to some. Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Myers joins us now with the latest. Jonathan?
And take a look here. Air quality alert still is in effect for the remainder of today into tonight. Not expect a code orange day for tomorrow. This is a code red that continues around here into tonight. This is for the extremely poor, almost dangerous air quality for the general public. Again, that continues through tonight. Tomorrow, the particulate levels come down a little. It's code orange. And then moderate levels on Saturday. That is an improvement. Let's see how the computer models played out on the future smoke that I put together. You still see those red patches, some of the purples around, especially west of us down toward D.C. through the overnight hours tonight. Even tomorrow, the orangish to yellow colors, that's still moderately to moderately poor to still unhealthy for some, those especially with respiratory issues, type air quality. And then look at this. On Saturday, poof, disappears. Much better air quality there. I'm going to let you know how long it lasts and if it takes away all the way through the weekend in my Weather Authority forecast.
We're following breaking news tonight. A 17-year-old has been shot in West Baltimore. Police responded to a scene on North Bentlow Street around 3 o'clock, a block from Frederick Douglass High School. Now, police tell Fox 45 News that teen was shot in the leg and is expected to survive. Police believe he was actually shot on Smallwood Avenue, 2 blocks away. Anyone with information should contact city police. Maxine?
Trending now, the second driver in the Beltway crash that killed 6 people now being held without bond after police initially had trouble finding her. 54-year-old Lisa Leah has been indicted on 28 charges, including manslaughter and aggressive driving. Police say she told them she was in Las Vegas before turning herself in. Prosecutors today saying data from her car revealed that she was driving 121 miles per hour before the crash. She also reportedly told investigators she smoked marijuana the night before, with toxicology reports finding THC while she was in the hospital recovering from the crash.
The actions in this case, while they're not intentional, they resulted in significant consequences.
She was very remorseful. She has to live with this day in, day out, and she has physical permanent scars from this.
The other driver involved, 20-year-old Malachi Brown, now on home detention. Prosecutors say he was driving 122 miles per hour moments before the crash. We are awaiting trial dates in the cases.
Former President Trump could soon face more criminal charges, this time for his handling of classified documents. I'm Altrell Nashar with the very latest updates from Washington.
Former President Donald Trump could soon face charges for his handling of classified documents. Yesterday, prosecutors working with special counsel Jack Smith informed Trump's legal team he is the target of their investigation. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar has the latest from Washington.
Former president and current presidential candidate Donald Trump gearing up for what could be another round of criminal charges. Almost a year after the FBI searched his Mar-a-Lago residence and found a trove of documents marked classified. Prosecutors looking into whether he mishandled the classified materials and if he obstructed government efforts to get them back.
We don't have any comment today.
Trump's lawyers being told he's the target of special counsel Jack Smith's investigation. It's not a guarantee he'll face charges, but legal experts point out that's often what follows. Trump says he's done nothing wrong, calling it election interference at a level never seen before. Out with this new ad.
They already know he'll crush Biden. So, like a pack of rabid wolves, they attack.
Some Republicans coming to his defense.
Mark my words, I believe Merrick Garland will indict Donald Trump. He wants to indict Donald Trump because he hates Donald Trump.
Others, including fellow Republican presidential candidates, taking aim at Trump.
Being under indictment is not good for a political candidate. The classified documents that he had, that we now know he had, were things that should have never left the White House.
Former Arkansas governor and presidential candidate Asa Hutchinson tweeting he should step aside and put the good of the country above his candidacy. Trump argues he's being unfairly targeted, unlike President Biden and former Vice President Pence, who also possessed classified materials. On Thursday, Biden was asked what he can say to convince Americans to trust the independence and fairness of the Justice Department.
I have never once, not one single time, suggested to the Justice Department what they should do or not do relative to bringing a charge or not bringing a charge.
Now, on Trump's comparison to Biden and Pence's cases, Maxine, legal experts are quick to point out that it seems investigators are honing in on two key differences. And the first is that Trump knew he was in possession of these materials. And the second is that he may have obstructed the federal government's efforts to recover them.
And Atra, Pence just commented on Trump's legal trouble. How's he weighing in tonight?
It's very clear that Pence is trying to walk a fine line here as somebody who was in the White House with former President Trump and is now trying to win his base over. So during a town hall with CNN, Pence said that Trump should not have been in possession of these classified materials. Pence says that's true of himself and of President Biden. But Pence says he does not think an indictment would be the right way to go. He says it would be divisive for the country. However, when he was talking about Trump in the context of January 6th, Pence says he does not think Trump should ever be president again.
All right. Thank you, Atra.
All right, the Fox Triple Cast this evening. Boy, the My One Tascam and Toyota HDR Arbor Skycam really showing off that nasty haze and the poor air quality that continues from those Canadian wildfires rolling on in this evening. HD radar shows our next weather maker that's got some showers and thunderstorms with it. And in fact, that's what's been bringing about all this mess, because that thing's been stalled off to our north and east, and it's been carrying the smoke all the way down from Quebec down to our neck of the woods and all up and down the 95 corridor. Still continuing with a code red air quality alert for the remainder of the evening. I think tomorrow we're going to be in a code orange air quality alert with the forecasted air quality that we're going to be seeing. So that's going to be slightly better. Then we'll finally be out of this, I think, totally into the weekend. My One Tascam, yep, there's the haze. 70 degrees, winds out of the south at 10 at the surface. Upstairs in the atmosphere, again, they've been out of the north and northwest, and that's been bringing this mess in. Humidity at 49%, dew point at 50 degrees. So it's gorgeous, but you just don't want to be outside in this stuff. It is still unhealthy air quality pretty much area wide. Notice toward Gaithersburg, that's the orange. That's that unhealthy for sensitive groups beginning to pull in. And then moderate air quality, that's what you want to see. That's even farther north and west of that, and that probably gets here as we head into the second portion of our forecast through Saturday through Sunday and next week. Notice the rain that's off to the north and east of us. That's been sitting there for days, actually keeping the air quality nice over New England. But around the backside, that's where the smoke has been for us. The showers with this thing probably going to be getting here into tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. And eventually then this system is going to, yes, it is going to move. And that will take care of the smoke. The smoke will dissipate and warmer air, just in time for the weekend, is going to pull in. Let's take a look at those showers coming forward tomorrow. Future scan timing things out again. The haze tonight dropping just like it has been down into the 50s to around 60. Now notice tomorrow after lunchtime, some spot showers, maybe a rumble through about, say, 4 or 5 o'clock. Through about 5:30, you're seeing some of those spotty showers and storms. Temperatures probably tomorrow like today, mid to upper 70s to near 80. And then those pull out, and the better weather moves in for the weekend. I'm going to let you know how hot it's going to get for you and how long that stays, and when we could see some significant, well-needed rain. That's my exclusive 10-day forecast in a couple of minutes.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
While the Northeast is feeling the brunt of hazardous air from the Canadian wildfires, even the South is seeing some of it. Here you see a rare sunrise flare in Little Rock, Arkansas, caused by the smoky skies. This large dust devil appeared Wednesday afternoon in South Carolina, and there's still plenty of snowpack in the Sierra Nevadas following the historic winter snowfall.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
I thought it would be the fastest way to get it out to the masses.
Taking their life into their own hands, the platform people in need of kidney transplants are heading to for help. Well, right now, there are more than 92,000 Americans on the national transplant list waiting for a kidney. Living donorship is the quickest way to get them the help they need. Erin Wise from our Sinclair sister station in Birmingham, Alabama, is taking a look at some people who are taking to social media to find their kidney match.
Anitra McGowan was diagnosed with stage 3 kidney disease 4 years ago.
Now I'm at like the 8% kidney function. I did go on dialysis about 1 year ago. So I'm doing very well on dialysis, but it can be it's mentally challenging, just having to do this every night for 9 hours.
She's on 2 transplant waiting lists, one at UAB Hospital. McGowan has gone to social media looking for a donor.
I thought it would be the fastest way to get it out to the masses.
According to the American Kidney Fund, with the rise of social media, this isn't uncommon. McGowan says one person has volunteered and been through a pre-screening phase. She's waiting to see if they're a match, but she's still searching for other volunteers.
It would mean the world to me. I would have a better quality of life to spend with my family, my children.
There are dozens of groups on social media connecting donors and recipients. In Trussville, one woman put her search in a community group. Several people volunteered in the comments. That willingness to help is vital.
Unfortunately, the availability of organs from deceased donors is not enough to meet the growing need of our 1,000 people that are waiting on the waiting list.
UAB's Living Donor program is trying to bridge the gap. Without a living donor, someone can be on the waiting list for 1 to 7 years. Many people call with a certain person in mind to donate to, but almost 50% of pairs aren't a match.